stopped by number 49, Sally out. Indian 0, visiting Rye Garnets 0. Stavernese on the carry, taken down by number. Stalker and Case. Case on the deflection of Lavelle's pass.
Your arm was in my way.
Ernie Gallion bringing down Joe King on the reverse.
Your arm was right my way.
Delay a game called against Rye. Jim Starvanese on the carry, stopped by number 31, Rob Salter, for a touchdown.
Come on, let's get one good block in there. Bring somebody loose.
Ball's on the 8-yard line. Lavelle recovering the fumble. Victor brings down King on the reception. Stavernese pass intended for number 86, Vance Cassell. Incomplete. Nyack takes over on downs. New quarterback for Nyack, number 10, Morgan Scott. Handoff. Jamie Murphy in on the stop.
The way to go.
Touchdown, Rye. Ball recovered by number 86, Vance Cassell on the pitch. From Morgan, intended for number 24, Tommy Victor.
Hey, Castle! I got it. Castle made that touchdown. Castle, hey!
Kick is good. The score, Rye 7, Nyack 0. Stopped by number 14, Tommy Armas. Joe Daggett on the carry for Nyack, stopped by number 70, Roy Haney. Morgan Scott on the keeper, taken down by Danny Deedward. Back to receive the kick from Tommy Victor. Jim Stavernede slipping down. Chris Quinson on the reception of Lavelle's pass. Ed Delpo on the stop, flag down. Joe King on the reception and the carry, taken down by number 74. Lavelle's pass intended for Chris Quincy. Morgan's pass intended for number 39. And Morgan Scott completing a pass to Morgan Scott from 33. Victor and back to punt. Kick brings about halftime. Score, Rye 7, Nyack 0. Jim Stavernede's on the carry, taken down by Tommy Victor and from Nyack after a gain of about 8. Jim Stavernede's on a carry, taken down by Rob Salter, flag on the play, holding against Rob. Cassell on the completion from Lavelle. Staverede's on a carry again, taken down by Rob Salter. Nyack 26-yard line. First down. Handoff to number 30. Daggett straight ahead for the Indians. First down, Nyack. Ball out to the Nyack 47-yard line. By Haney. Brings about a 3rd and 4. Illegal procedure against Nyack. 3rd and 10. Haney and DeVilla on the stop of Daggett's attempted left sweep. No gain. On the carry.
Tough call on that. On the recovery of the fumbled football, Nyack takes over, 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. Bad.
Somebody gave him a shot.
Illegal procedure assessed against Nyack. End of the third quarter. Score, Rye 14, Nyack 0. Morgan's pass for Palmer, incomplete. King gives the ball to Stavarese, slips down at the Rye 36-yard line. Lavell's pass incomplete. Again on the carry. Phil Heumann on the hit for Nyack. Bringing down Stavarese.
What are you going to say now, Russ? What happened? Same play before.
Quinson carrying for Rye. Stavarese on the carry. Flag on the play. Quinson carrying for Rye. Joe King carrying for Rye, stopped by number 50, Rob.
21, Jim Stavery. Kick is good. Score now, Rye 21, Nyack 0.
Nah, give the kids a break. You should let the kids go. Hey, have a...
Number 81, James Case on the carry, on a return for Nyack, bringing the ball out to the number. Defensively, Mike Back playing defensively. The number 42, Colin Heaney playing defensively. Zampla's pass intended for Tim Palmer falls incomplete. Zampa pass intended for number 49, Sally Alley, incomplete. Winkland on the interception, returning the ball back to the Nyack 45-yard line. First and 10 for Rye on the Nyack 45. Joe King on the carry, stopped by Phil Heumann for Nyack. We'd like to request that at the end of the football game, all spectators. On the carry, stopped again by Salter. We would like to thank you for coming. We look forward to seeing you again at our next home game. Please remain off of the playing surface. Thank you. Final score, Rye 21, Nyack 0.
Columbia Cable 3 Sports presents Extra Point with your host, Mr. High School Football, John Carrillo.
Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to another live edition of Extra Points here at Cable 3. I'm John Caridio, and for the next half hour, as always, we'll be reviewing and previewing all of the high school football action throughout Section 1 as we creep ever so close to those magical 2 weekends at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon, the Section 1 Bowl Championships right around the corner. And as long as I bring that up, let me quickly mention right off the bat, this coming Sunday, November 17th, up in Brewster, the Section 1 High School Football Bowl Committee will be meeting to decide which teams will be meeting who in the 1985 Bowl Championships. We will be up there to get it firsthand, and then Sunday night at about 8 o'clock, we'll be presenting another Corsair soccer game as part of our Cable 3 Sports Special package. And at halftime of that game, between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, we will have for you, right here at Cable 3, the entire bowl selections. All the games, where they'll be playing, what times, what days, all of that information, sometime between 8:30 and 9 o'clock this coming Sunday during the Corsair soccer game, and that'll be at halftime. So we'll mention that a little later on in the program. What we have for you in the next half hour is just your regular fare. We'll have the top 10s for both the large and small schools, our next trip on the Cable 3 Fun Bus. We'll also have for you the Coach's Corner segment, where we'll be featuring New Rochelle this evening. They came up a winner over White Plains in our Game of the Week. Dennis Pinky Kiernan, the head coach of the Purple Wave, and Joff Red, our Cable 3 MVP of that game, will be joining us to take your phone calls, which we'll be doing a little later on. Mr. Koesch will tell you the number right here. There it is, 235-5821. And we'll be getting to that in just a little bit. But, as always, to get this program started right off the bat, we have for you a complete look at the high school football week in review. We start with Class A.
Despite Billy Garrity's 2 touchdown passes and one 43-yard run for a score, it took Joe Paterno's 28-yard field goal with 37 seconds left to give the Tigers their 5th win of the year and a guaranteed winning season for Coach Jerry Hardy. At Scarsdale High School on Saturday, the Raiders won their 7th straight game, remained undefeated, and registered their 5th shutout of the season. Scarsdale beat Spring Valley 17-0 with a defense that has allowed only 13 points all year long. The Conference A3 champion Raiders continue to fine-tune the offense for their upcoming trip to the Section 1 Bowl Championships. While there were some anxious moments for the Scarsdale faithful, the record remains unblemished at 7-0. The Spring Valley Tigers dropped to 5-3 on the year. Ken Orono's 1-yard TD with just 22 seconds left to play sent the Gales to their 2nd straight defeat with less than a minute to go. Better luck for the Crusaders. Rudy Mitchell scored twice on runs of 34 and 70 yards in the first half, and then the defense held on the rest of the way for Stepanak's 4th win of the season. Senior tailback Jack Shirelli rushed for 128 yards and scored twice as the Wildcats opened up in the second half for their 5th win of the year. Pelham loses their 7th overall and 4th in the conference. The Falcons still have an outside shot at the Bowls. Win number 4 was a conference outing, keeping Woodlands just a game behind the leaders in B1 South. At Eastchester High School on Saturday, it was all Rye High School in the annual battle for the B2 South Championship. The Garnets furnished a powerful running attack and left Jarvis Bowl with a convincing 34-0 win and the conference title. The Rye backs rushed for 363 yards, led by Jim Stavride's 132 yards and 3 touchdowns. Eagle coach John Iarco was quoted as saying, "Even if we had 12 players, we still couldn't have stopped them." Mark Surhoff and Tom Armas had the other 2 Rye scores as the Garnets improved to 7-0-1 on the year, while the Eagles suffered their first setback after 6 straight victories. The Eagles picked up win number 36 in a row with the Yellow Jackets, dropping their 3rd straight. Kevin Costello tallied 4 more touchdowns to bring his season total up to 20. Quarterback Jim Pitaro's 29-yard touchdown pass with 16 seconds remaining ends the Panthers' 5-game losing streak. Pitaro also scored one himself just 3 minutes earlier. Irvington and Ardsley got together at Mazzaro's Field on Saturday for undisputed possession of first place in Conference C Central, and first place now belongs to the Bulldogs. Irvington came away with a hard-fought 7-0 victory over the Panthers to remain the only undefeated squad in the conference. A tough defense by both sides made the going rough, with Irvington coming up with the only touchdown of the day. The Bulldogs improved their season slate to 6-1. That's 6 wins in a row, while Ardsley drops their first game in 5 weeks. The Panthers are now at 6-2. And finally, the Tigers bounced back from last week's drubbing for their 6th win of the year and sole possession of 3rd place in Conference C South. The Panthers finished the year at 3 up and 5 down. And for another week, that is the Week in Review on Extra Points.
All right, let me quickly correct myself. It shows you just how smart I am. That's Corsair soccer game when we're going to have all of the bowl selections for you for this season, not between 8:30 and 9:30. It's going to be somewhere between 9 or game starts at 9:30. It'll be between 10 and 10:30. That's when it'll be coming up. At halftime of the Corsairs game, which will air Sunday at 9:30. At halftime, we'll have all of the Section Bowl championships and the entire lineup for you, and that'll be coming up on Sunday. All right, as the bowls are just a couple of weeks away, 1.5 just about, when they'll start next Friday, a week from this coming Friday. So here's a look once again at the conference standings and the teams that have the best shot at getting into those bowl championships. First, among the large schools, Conference A1, North Rockland has clinched the A1 championship, 5-0 in league play, 8-0 overall. Mount Vernon at 3-2, 4-3 overall with a game to play. The Purple Wave of New Rochelle still with a shot to get into the bowls. They're at 3-2 in the league, 5-2 overall. Newburgh 1-3, Kingston 1-3, and Arlington at 1-4. In our other big league, A3, the Raiders of Scarsdale have clinched their championship, going undefeated in the league, and they are still unbeaten at 7-0. White Plains, losers to New Rochelle last week, dropped to 3-4 overall, 3-1 in conference. That only lost to the Raiders. Mayapack and Mamaroneck at 2-2, Carmel at 1-3, and FD Roosevelt at 0-5. So 2 division champions already decided, North Rockland and Scarsdale. We've got 2 division titles already decided in the B group, and we start with Division 1, the B1 South. The Huskies of Harrison, who will be on our next game against Rye, clinching the title last week, 4-1 in league play, 6-2 overall. Portchester and Woodlands tied for second place at 3-1-1. Both of those teams also with outside shots and getting into the bowls as well. Nyack at 2-3, Sleepy Hollow 2-3, and Tappan Zee winless all over the place. In Conference B2 South, with Rye's win over the Eagles on Saturday, they clinched the B2 South championship with a 5-0 record, 7-0-1. The only tie, a 14-14 affair. First game of the season against Sleepy Hollow. Eastchester's at 4-1, Westlake 3-2, Pelham, Nanuet, and Pearl River all with just 1 win in conference play, and that, of course, in B2 South. So those 2 divisions already decided. There are 2 more other divisions that we'll look at, but those champions still have not been decided. They've got big games coming up this weekend. In particular, in Conference C South, Dobbs Ferry and Bronxville go head-to-head this coming Saturday, identical 3-0 and 7-0 slates. Tuckahoe finishes in 3rd place in the conference, 6-2 overall. Their season is done. So far, they may have a chance at a bowl game as well. Hastings and Rye-Neck went winless in league play this season. And in Conference C Central, that one's still to be decided with a big game this weekend. Irvington will take on Pleasantville, and Ardsley meets Valhalla. So Irvington, with the win over Ardsley Saturday, they're still the only unbeaten team left in the league at 5-0. Ardsley and Pleasantville at 4-1. Valhalla, Croton 2-3. Edgemont and 4, and Briarcliff 0-6. So that's how the conference race shapes up, getting ever so close to those bowl championships at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon. Stay right where you are. We're coming back in just a moment, and we'll visit with our winning coach from the game of the week, Dennis Kiernan, and our player of the game, John Frett. When we return, we've got a sports quiz for you, so stay right where you are. We'll be back in just a moment.